Yes, time for more money with Matt Moore and Jay Money. Hi, guys. So we saw the Mavs last night as another example of kind of a two-faced team in a very tight Western Conference playoff race. And as we look at the current play-in teams, we got the Kings, Mavs, Lakers, and Warriors. Which are you buying and which are you selling here, Matt?
I'm going to buy the Lakers. So I have them power rated that actually the fourth best team in the West right now. That's based off of they're really good versus these sub 500 teams, and that's a lot of it. I'm not buying them to make a playoff run, but I do think they're going to get in. Their record with Rui Hachimura, LeBron, and AD playing this season, they're 24-15. That's 61%. That puts them firmly in that kind of conversation. They've said all year that they just need to get healthy. They're healthier. I don't know how much the guys that they've missed matter that much compared to LeBron and AD, who have played a lot, but they are healthier and they figured some stuff out. And D'Lo's playing well at the right time. Now, I don't think D'Lo's a guy you can trust in the playoffs, but I do think he's worth go ahead and considering in the regular season. I do think the Lakers are going to get into the playoffs as either a 7 or 8 seed. And if they face the Thunder, they're going to be live to win that series. And we'll see if they can pull off a repeat of last year. I'm going to sell the Kings. Look, their win profile is just shaky and inconsistent. You can't trust them on any given night. You saw that the other night when they blew a huge lead to the Bulls at home. They are not dominant at home. They're not exceptional in any capacity. They're 10th in offense after they were top 3 last season. They're 20th in defense after they were middle of the pack last season defensively. You can't really count on who they're going to be. And so even especially if they fall into the play-in tournament, which I have them projected to currently do based on power rating, whenever they're in these tough environments, Domantas Sabonis sometimes has a real problem in winning his minutes. You're in a one-game environment, even if you're at home, I think it's going to be really tough. I would want to take the Mavericks as bad as they've been lately. I would still want to take them over the Kings. Most of these play-in tournament teams, I would take them in a one-game playoff over the Kings. I think this team needs a shake-up in the offseason. I'm not willing to buy them right now. I think they're a sell.
Jay, what about you? Who are you in on? Who are you out on?
Yeah, I'm still in on the Warriors in this one, man. I still think this team will put things together at the right time. I trust them in a win or go home versus any of these play-in teams. Even any one of these play-in teams, I trust them in a win or go home spot as well. Hopefully, that's the Kings. That is the team that I'm going to sell. And this is not the same Kings team from last year that snuck up on everyone. Everybody knows what they're going to do now. They're going to run and gun. They're going to shoot a ton of threes as well. I think that they're frauds. I think that they have some things possibly going on in the locker room. I agree with Matt. They're probably going to shake up some things in the offseason as well. I don't think that it's the coach. I just think that they're not necessarily gelling, talking about guys like De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis as well. So they're a really great offensive team, but it always goes back to what I always like to say. They don't really play enough defense to scare me as well. They've had at least 3 blown 20-point leads this year, and it all speaks to defense. If you can get stops, you don't blow those 20-point leads there. They're coming off a game where they blew a 20-point lead versus the Chicago Bulls in that one as well. So I'm buying the Warriors, continuing to buy the Warriors, and I'm selling the Kings this year.
You know, it's also a really bad sign. Losing by 50. By the way, no team in NBA history has ever won the title after losing by 50 points. Look that up. No team has ever done it. So we can go ahead and cross those Warriors off. I can't believe you're buying the Warriors, man. They're 10-20 versus teams over 500 this season, Jay. Like, look, they are not as bad as they were when they were under 500. And that's adorable for them. Congratulations on returning to the perfectly average team that you are. This isn't 2022, man. You got to let it go. Father Time has not just caught them. He has caught them, clubbed them in the back of the head, and thrown them in a closet. The Warriors are done.
I'd like to go on record and say I love when Matt disagrees with me.
Well, I was not expecting that outburst from you, Matt, but I like it. We're getting spicy here. Listen, the Kings are at plus 210 to miss the playoffs. Warriors are at minus 120 to make it. Lakers minus 140 to make it. And yes, don't worry, we're going to keep a record of all of this. Okay, let's get into picks for tonight now. Jay, who you got?
Do have a play for you guys tonight. I'm taking SGA over his 30.5 points. It's actually a game that we don't really want to talk about, to be honest with you. Blazers versus Thunder, but this is an MVP case type of game for SGA in my opinion. But this is a stat pad game for SGA in this one. He averages 31 points per game this season. It almost seems like he looks up at the scoreboard and makes sure he has at least 30 points in almost every single game. He's coming off a bad game versus the Lakers where he only scored 20 points in 29 minutes. So this this is a bounce back J spot here, Marie. I know you like when I say it, but bounce back J spot tonight for SGA going up against a soft defense. I think he can do whatever he wants in this one. And like I say, this is a solid game for him to continue to build his MVP case. He leads the league in points, total points scored as well. I think he can do whatever he wants tonight. So let's go, SGA. I need you to go for 40 tonight and build that MVP case.
That's right. SGA scored 20 last time out against the Lakers, cracked 31 in 4 straight games prior to that. Now, another key matchup tonight is the Warriors after that beatdown by Boston that Matt brought up, but they are hosting the Bucks. Matt, how are you betting this one?
Yeah, I'm going with the under 227 here. I'm going to return to this trend I got the other day because it continues to hit for us. The Bucks are top 5 in free throw rate this season. Since the All-Star break, those teams that are top 5 in free throw rate, 28-6 to the under. The officiating has changed slightly. We're seeing, I talked to some analytics people, we're seeing fewer bump fouls on drives outside of the paint. So all of those really kind of soft bump fouls, we're not seeing nearly as many of those right now, which means teams are not getting into the bonus as quickly. In Bucks road games, the under is 18-11. Now, the overall trend for Warriors home games is to the over, but it's the under is 5-1 in the last 6 Warriors home games. So all that combined, compounded by the injury status for a couple of these guys, especially on the Bucks, and I'll take the under 227 in Warriors versus Bucks.
Yeah, I think that's a safe way to go, given that Giannis is questionable with that Achilles tendonitis. Andrew Wiggins back after a 4-game absence due to personal reasons for the Dubs. Looking ahead to tomorrow, do want to get your thoughts on this because we got a clash between the Celtics and Nuggets in Denver. And maybe if you even want to predict the line, go for it, Matt.
All right, let's talk about this one. So the Nuggets off of a loss the last 2 seasons. So since this iteration with KCP, et cetera, when they've got Jokic and Murray playing and they're at home off a loss, 16-3 straight up, 12-7 against the spread at 63%. So a good trend there for Denver. They are great in these kind of environments. These are the 2 teams with the most championship equity. Okay, they definitely are the 2 teams that we expect to meet in the finals. I'm going to make a prediction right now. We will not see this as the finals matchup. There's too many plot twists in the NBA. But for Boston, I think this is a prove-it game. And honestly, they need to not win this game by margin. And what I mean by that is, we know Boston can beat these teams by 17, by 10. They have the most double-digit wins in the NBA. Their problems are in the clutch. And despite Denver losing in overtime last night, Denver has been the best clutch team in the league the last 2 seasons. They are elite when games get close, especially in Denver. If Boston can win a close game on the road versus the defending champs in a close game environment and actually have their offense function and not do what it did last night and melt into a puddle yet again, that's going to be yet another feather in their cap. It'll give you even more confidence that maybe this is finally the year for Boston. For that to happen, Kristaps Porzingis is going to have a massive game. He's going to have to take advantage of switches. He's going to have to space out Jokic. This is a game where if Kristaps Porzingis is going to be the difference in the Celtics finally winning a title, this is the game in the regular season that I want to see him show it.
Absolutely, 100%. Jay, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I can't wait to watch this game. I'll be at this game. I've been looking forward to it. I won't be able to sleep, just like a kid on his first day of school. I will not be. I'll have my clothes all lined out and ironed and everything. I cannot wait for this game. This is the matchup versus the defending champs, and then the team that's going to win the championship this year. In my opinion, I think this is a statement game for the Boston Celtics to show that they are the best team in the NBA. This is a bounce back J spot, and it's a revenge spot as well. The Nuggets ended their home win streak on January 19th, 102-100. This is a revenge spot. I do think the Celtics get some revenge, and I actually think that whether they open or close as the favorite, I do think that they win this game, and I'm going to guess that we're going to get Celtics -1, but if they are underdog, I'd absolutely love it. Celtics to the moon in this one, and I know that the Nuggets have been really great at bouncing back off home losses the last 2 seasons, but they haven't faced a team like the Boston Celtics, so I'm liking the Celtics in this one.
I think the line's a really interesting question here about what this is going to be, because I was skeptical about when Jay said before we went on the air that he thinks the Celtics are going to be favored. I was like, you can't have the Nuggets as home dogs. I will say this. I've got it power rated exactly where Jay's got it. I've got it power rated at Celtics -1, even with the Nuggets having this massive home court advantage. However, my power rating is a little bit under what the market has been on Denver consistently. So I do think that, honestly, we might be in the middle here. My impulse was Nuggets -1. Now I'm kind of like, you know what, this might be a pick. Like, doesn't that feel like maybe the best way to go here is make this a pick in Denver and then have Boston favored significantly? They were huge favorites in Boston in the earlier matchup. I think the market probably realizes that was not the way to go. It'll be very interesting to see where the money comes in on this game as well, given all the factors involved. This is a fascinating game, not just from a basketball perspective, but it's going to be fascinating to watch the market move when this market does open later today.
Agreed. Fascinating. Also, hey, you guys are both in Denver, maybe even a meetup on the horizon for the two of you at this awesome game. By the way, you can catch Matt Moore as part of our NBA bet stream. That's for Cavs Hawks tonight on League Pass within the NBA app, starting at 7:30 Eastern. Matt and Jay, always a blast. Thank you.